So the job is done now. When I was taking the manifold off to get at everything in here, I also noticed that the swirl flaps were also done for. They were very, very worn. So the swirl flaps have been taken out as well, and I thought it'd be an interesting opportunity to just explain how it runs afterwards. I was actually going to do a video of me driving it with just the PCV hose replaced, and then do the swirl flaps again and show the difference. But you know, I'm not doing that because I'm not doing this job twice. It is a massive pain in the ass. To be honest, it also drives no different than it did before, or with minimal difference, as I was reliably informed that would be the case. It perhaps revs a bit freer through the second and third gear on the flat, and it's perhaps slightly more difficult to pull away, but it's nothing. It runs exactly the same. It may be a bit louder. If you have an old one of these like this is 16 years old or something. I had terrible trouble removing this radiator fan. I had to cut part of the bracket off in the end because I couldn't get the bolt and the nut to separate. And when I eventually did get them out, I tried to separate them on the bench, and I still couldn't do it. They're absolutely corroded together. That's a big problem that you might want to know about, that you can't get this out. And you do really need it out the way because access is very, very tight to get at these bolts in the back. I replaced it with the PCV hose with an aftermarket red silicone one. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. And I picked red because it's just easier to see. You know, the one that come out before one's black, covered in oil, very hard to see. I'm going to do a video in, you know, another year or whatever. If I still have this car, I don't know. I might not have it anymore. Just to say if the hose stands up to its purpose. I expect it will, because it's a good quality silicone hose like the Samco hoses. I don't know if you can get them anymore. And it was still cheaper than the Ford part. There were like these cheap Chinese hoses on eBay, but I was just, you know, if you fitted one of them and it broke, to get that out again, you know, to take all this off, I'd take these lights off, this thing had to be released to come back. Luckily for me, these weren't too badly corroded. It all came out. This came off. You can take those out. This will come out, and that will move back. This black thing here will move back, giving you even more access. But it's actually a pig of a job to do this. If you can get someone to do this job for you for about 250, 300 quid, which is what I reckon it would cost, but, you know, don't quote me on that, but that's, you know, for someone who knows Mondeos inside and out, this should be a piece of piss. But, you know, to save all your time and effort, this is not a fun job. It's not easy. And there's videos on here from like years ago when they're doing it and everything just comes apart easily and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I wouldn't personally do it again. I'd just pay someone else to do it. And I have most of the tools to do this, so, you know, take it from me, it's not fun, but if you want to do it, you can. You know, I did it because I just wanted to save the money. 50-50 on whether I do it again. Car drives pretty much exactly the same as it did before. So I actually did notice some power loss beforehand, so I'm assuming that is the PCV hose, and the swirl flaps don't actually make a whole lot of difference to anything. I think they are just an emissions thing, but I don't know. They're gone now. There were these two little bearings that were supposed to be in there, but again, I couldn't find them, so I don't know what happened to them. Maybe someone else took them out. I hope they're not in there, but you know, I looked over it pretty thoroughly. They're not. it was like 50 quid to replace the swirl flaps if the bar thing was still all right, which mine was, but I wouldn't bother. It makes absolutely no difference at all to me. It still runs exactly the same. Again, I haven't given it a proper run because I'm just sort of checking everything to make sure it's not going to catch on fire or something, which it hasn't. Touch wood. So yeah, that's my thoughts on everything, and yeah, good luck to you if you attempt it.